Hello, friends. Sanjay here with KMF Business Advisors. Today, we're going to do some case studies and explain to you what happens when you, as a business owner, is accepting an LOI. LOI basically stands for letter of intent, and the other reason for the letter of intent is a buyer does not have to go through the phase of a contract in order to get the information, especially the financials, the legal structure of your business, the secrets of your business, everything else. Now, let me explain you. LOI basically does everything that a signed contract does. The only thing it does not guarantee is there's no money in the escrow. The buyer walks away with information and it leaves the seller. So, if you are a business seller looking to sell your business and you don't want to hire a broker, which is absolutely fine, but there are certain steps you want to take, which is very, very important when selling a business. Whether you're selling on social media, biz by sell, there's a lot of places you can go and sell your business. Not a problem. So, few things you gotta be very careful with. Number one is not to release your address when you are putting it online. Number two, never, never accept a letter of intent from a buyer, no matter how good it looks on paper, no matter how good the deal looks, because once the due diligence starts, the valuation gaps, the deal terms, everything is upside down. So, me as a broker, the first thing that we make buyers do is sign an NDA. Means it's a non-disclosure agreement, meaning that if we share things about a business, you are not going to share with somebody else because that protects you as a seller. Okay. So it so happens that buyers they get the information and then they spread it out. So that does not protect you. The other thing is do not let the buyers come in the business during business hours. Don't show them the business during business hours. Why? Because number one, your employees, I know this from experience. I'm doing it for many, many years. When we show a business, we show it before or after business hours. We never show it during business hours. So that's you have to consider that under the LOI terms. Okay. Uh, when you are showing financial documents, right? You don't want to show messy books. You want to show open, pure information over there. These are one of the ways an LOI can disrupt and completely jeopardize the deal. So another instance is you don't share. Of course, you have to if you're dealing directly with a buyer with a letter of intent, then of course you have to share your email and communication. So that is completely a red flag. That is something we basically don't do. Um, the other reason why LOI fails is if something, so you got to understand something. The buyer has nothing to lose. You, as the seller, have a lot to lose if you sign the letter of intent and the buyer walks away in the middle of the due diligence process. So it is very important that operational issues, um, employees, any of this because what the buyer is expecting from you as the business owner is if I purchase this business from you, as mentioned, will your vendor stay? Will your employees stay? Will it be the same? So these are guarantees that you may give But after the sale, what if an employee does not like the buyer? It happens. What if a vendor had a past bad experience with that new buyer? Maybe they're in the same business. So these are concerns that happen. Okay. There is a lot of hidden risk dealing with the letter of intents. Lot of hidden risk. Because again, you have the seller have a lot to lose. For the buyer, without an escrow deposit, without nothing, they have nothing to lose. They can get the business information, they can get the structure of your business, they can basically learn your whole business concept and walk away and go right next door to you, right across the street, and open a same business like you, where you have no control. And that is a major, major risk. Uh, to tell you another thing, letter of intents, a lot of time when the deal passes, uh, lawsuits are a major red flag, especially in letter of intent. So you got to be very, very careful dealing with that. Okay. You have the other issue why you should not do it is because there is no pressure, like I mentioned earlier. There's no pressure to the buyer. There is no competition to that buyer. So listen, think about it. Let's say you're selling a restaurant for, let's say, $300,000, and whatever you're claiming is amazing, amazing, amazing. And you have six highly qualified buyers who don't want to sign a non-disclosure agreement, who don't want to make an escrow deposit, who don't want to do anything, but yet their numbers on the papers are so good, right? They're so beautiful that why do you need a business broker? Listen, I go through this all the time, and I've seen a lot of business collapse, collapse, especially when a buyer comes in your doorsteps and starts asking questions in front of your employees, in front of your managers, that really, really shakes that employee to see what is going to happen to me. I have a good relationship with this business owner, but with this guy, I don't like it. So very, very careful you have to be. Um, so listen, keep on following me, and I'll be sharing case studies on what happens if you're a seller who doesn't want to work with a broker. Uh, uh, so I'll give you a little explanation of how we work. Like I mentioned earlier, we do make, first of all, we qualify every buyer. That's the first process. Every buyer, so whatever listings we have, we put it out there for on the market. We advertise to 15 different locations. These are all paid advertisement. We don't believe in free gets free. We don't do that. It's paid. We get a lot of qualified buyers in the doorsteps. Once we get the buyers in the doorsteps, it's a process that we make sure, number one, that they have knowledge in that type of business. Because if they don't have it, the red flag right there is the landlord. He's going to throw them out of the door. He's going to say, nope, we can't do it. He doesn't know how to cook. And we don't want absentee owners. So this has happened a lot. Number two, we make sure all the buyers sign a non-disclosure so that your business information is not leaked to elsewhere, one, two, three, four, five. Um, Last thing is we don't let the buyers see the business uh, before, I mean, during business hours, has to be before and after. We don't allow the buyers and sellers to communicate together because that is a major, major red flag, and that's where the deal collapses. Because the buyer can say to the seller, "Oh, you promised me this and this." Seller can say, "Oh, you said this and this." So that really makes things go the wrong way. So it is very, very important that you guys hire a business broker to sell your business. Do not hire a real estate agent to sell your business because the job of the realtor is to sell properties, not businesses. It's two separate things. It's like, buying grocery at Home Depot. You're not gonna go buy lumber at Whole Foods, are you? So that's the difference. So listen, guys, if you have any questions or concerns, any questions, please give me a call, 954-864-9161. Once again, this is Sanjay Wadhwani from KMF Business Advisors. Thank you and happy selling. Bye bye.